Hi, good afternoon. Here we are with Don Lin. He's from Cisco. He's been giving us some really good insights in two presentations we had in the past few days. Don, welcome. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Thank you very much for having me.
Great, Don. I gotta ask you, you've been doing a couple presentations, you've been traveling a lot lately, you've been talking with customers, and I know your presentation was about security, right?
I had one presentation on security, another one about decarbonization.
Decarbonization, that is the next step we need to take, right? That's where we head into. So, with all the customers you talked about, how do you see the situation in security in Peru, like from IT to OT? What's the situation nowadays, and what steps do they need to take? What's Cisco's approach on that?
You know, it depends on where you're at, but the journey is just beginning for many. The cybersecurity that are going out into the OT side of the environment and the mining industry, many haven't even begun the journey. So they need to start this journey. They need to consult with experts, whether that's someone from Cisco or another third-party company, and then also get within their own company, get acceptance and buy-in from the executive leadership. And so that's the beginning of it, but it's a journey that's not going to be quick. It's going to take some time, but done properly and planned well, it can be very successful, and it can help protect them from now and into the future.
You said that we're taking, first steps into that, but any example maybe from overseas that we need to look into? Any company that has been working with you guys lately that maybe are a little bit more advanced on that?
One of the first steps is to really assess what you have. It's very difficult to secure what you don't know you have.
Okay.
So that's a primary step. Do an assessment, evaluate where you're at, understand what you're trying to secure before you create the journey, because if you don't know what you have no idea what you're securing for.
Excellent. Another thing, you participated in a discussion panel. It was about cybersecurity as well, right? Any insight you brought to that panel that need to be highlighted again?
I think my contribution to the panel was really more about the practicality of implementing security and helping them to understand some examples of what's happening in the industry. I talked about a particular instance where they couldn't, the individual I've known, couldn't get executive buy-in, and he actually had to create an unfortunate situation where he hacked his boss.
Oh God!
And that, fortunately, was enough to convince his boss that something needed to happen.
Need to happen, yes.
So it's that's a very rough example, but it was effective for them.
Yes.
But the key thing is I indicated to everybody, find a monetization to the areas that are being attacked.
Yes, Marcel. No.
Monetization is important to really understand, because putting in a security solution, it can be expensive, but if you don't know what you're securing against, and it's very hard to put a return on your investment. So if you monetize the issue, monetize where everything's been, then you can go to your executive leadership and you can come up with a plan to implement a good secure system.
Finally, last question. It's not about a car we were talking about a couple minutes ago. It's about the other presentation you have, decarbonization. What does Cisco bring to the table in terms of decarbonization?
So decarbonization, again, like anything, is a journey. And in that journey, when a customer or a company makes an investment or a claim to decarbonize, they need to understand what's happening. They need to understand, where they're at in that journey. And it's very difficult to be in that journey and understand where you're at without connectivity, without having data transferred and collected and analyzed. And so Cisco plays a role in the connectivity, whether it's a wired or a wireless connectivity, and we can help transmit that data, allowing people to analyze it and get them to the point of what the next step should be.
And take smart decisions, right?
It takes a lot of yes.
Yes. Finally, if we can just look at the camera, any final words that you wanna say something to mining clients or participants that participate in the event today, that you've seen colleagues, anyone? The camera's all yours.
I think that for those who haven't attended this event, this Congress has been a real eye-opener for me. I've been here for this entire week, and I've learned an awful lot about the mining industry in Peru. I knew it was always a successful market, but from this event, I've now realized the importance of it to this environment, to this economy. And so an event such as this is something that's going to help everybody who attends and participates realize the value of what the industry, has to offer.
Thank you very much, Don. It's been a pleasure. And
Thank you
for your presentation.